Hi guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution, and I'm here today to bring you a monthly message for the sign of Cancer for May 2020. Keep in mind it is general, so take what you feel resonates on a soul level, disregard the rest, my friends, and go about your day. As well as for all my subscribers, thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for being here. You guys mean the world to me. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. At the end, if you feel like this resonates, please feel free and subscribe and join the journey with me. Let me encounter your energy more often. I do apologize, it's so late in the month. However, I feel like Spirit works in divine timing, and this message is timeless. So even though there's a message, like a timestamp of May on it, this message may be from something before May, something after May, and if you encounter this at a different year, it still may resonate. So just take it how it's for you, my friends, and know that no matter what messages do come through today, it's still up to you and how you integrate this knowledge. So I'm just going to take a moment to call in Spirit, ask Archangel Michael and Metatron to join us to guide, guard, bless, and protect myself, this reading, and any of you who would ask for it, to use me as the clearest channel and only deliver messages that are for the highest good of those of you watching. So let's get straight in. I'm being asked to call tarot right away, so I'm going to show you this beautiful chunk of blue calcite though. I love this. It's so calming, so healing. So, and I feel like it goes really good with the bottom of the cards. This is the Line Strider Tarot as well. So let's get a message here. Well, that's too early, but I saw the Queen of Swords, or so the Eight of Swords. So you may have something that you've been kind of stuck in your mind about. This flipped over. The Hanged Man, a decision, right? Something that you're mulling over, making a decision. And this is also our throat chakra, right? Healing our throat chakra. And I feel like as well as bringing mental clarity as well. So some of you, if you really, if you feel drawn to this beautiful blue stone, blue calcite is gorgeous, gorgeous energy. And also I feel like kind of helps us in making the decisions that we need to do from a balanced standpoint. Let's see, what else do you have here? And this is for the sign of Cancer, please, for May 2020. The decision. So we have the Knight of Wands in the reverse. Normally I'm not going to read reversals, but I do feel like normally this Knight of Wands is kind of quick energy. I feel like this is in the reverse because we're not going to go charging forward if we're feeling like our head's kind of jumbled about a decision, right? So let's find out. What is slowing this process down? We have the Ace of Cups, a brand new start in love, a new understanding of love, a new love for ourselves. Maybe we're not going to rush through because whatever decision this has to do with is with love, and we don't want to be reckless with our heart. We don't want to be reckless with the hearts of others as well. And there's this blue. This blue, I was really drawn to blue. For some of you wearing blue stones, wearing blue clothing as well, may be really helpful and healing. I'm hearing that labradorite, or thank you. You get the King of Swords. So what this is going to mean is this could be an air sign in your life, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You could have air in your chart, or this is you needing to come from the highest level of thought processing here, to think this out through, think this logically as well, rationally. And I feel like this King of Swords, he's not going to make decisions out of haste because he has to think about it. He has to think of every avenue that he could go on, every outcome as well that could possibly happen here. So, tell me more about this King of Swords, please. Alright, I'm going to take them. The Queen of Cups, and this is definitely this cup energy too, this love. This is you guys, Cancer. This is water signs, so Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio in your life. But what I feel like is important about her is she's nurturing, she's loving. I heard she's stable and grounded, and I mean, there may be, I heard emotional outbursts as well, or there could be like just a lot of emotions that are tying this up and making a decision. Because yeah, it's easier to say, in whatever decision you're making when it comes to matters of the heart, think it through. But our head gets in the way sometimes. This is also meaning that we need to nurture our heart's desire. We need to be fully owning of our heart as well. So the cards that came out is the Eight of Cups, walking away of things that have been painful, walking away from past situations and letting the baggage go as well. I feel like. For some of us, when we're entering into a new relationship, when we're finding new ways to love ourselves even, that means that we have to drop the burdens of the past. We have to stop, I heard bordering, but this isn't the word. We have to stop holding what hurt us so dear and start telling new stories, telling stories that talk about self-empowerment. So you have the Four of Swords here, which is resting our mind. And absolutely, as we start to walk away from the things that have hurt us, as we start to tell new narratives, and this is important with this King of Swords here, because this King of Swords, he's going to tell the truth, right? He's going to see logically past the emotion involved and be able to think and speak clearly on this. And resting our mind, owning all of our heart, and resting our mind so that we can let go of this stuff. When we finally work it through in our mind, it's easier to let the emotional baggage go because it's an attachment, right? We hold attachments to many, many things in our life, sometimes people, places, things, pets even, and the loss of these people, the loss of the experiences, or even if it's a traumatic event, we hold it. It holds within us. So feel like Spirit's saying, you know what? Yeah, we're not charging forward. Excuse me. We're making decisions, and it's going to be maybe a slow process for some of you because it needs to get right in the head first, right? We need to be able to calm the anxiety and rest our mind. I feel like this is so beautiful because I think it's a dog. It's sleeping, right? It's resting, and it's not worried that somebody or something is going to come and disturb its peace. And once we work through that in our own self, when we start taking care of ourselves, we know that if we're grounded and stable, no one else can take the rug out from under us. It doesn't matter what they say. We don't have to allow that to stay in our head. We don't have to internalize that either. The Six of Swords was here, and this is about moving past something. Again, with this is a full 10, bringing an ending and a completion to things that have been difficult. And I feel like that's why I saw the Eight of Swords. I'm going to see if I can pull it out. They want me to show you the Tower here, which is change. The other two cards is the Page of Swords and the Ten of Cups. So potentially with some of you, you need to have a discussion first too. If this is with another person, see where they sit, right? Talk to them. Have a discussion about, okay, here's my hopes, here's my fears, here's what's been holding me back. Here's some of the baggage I'm trying to let go of. Work with me. Because a lot of times too, if we don't talk about this, other people can't read our minds. They don't know what we're going through. And if you are going through a heartache, if you've gone through something fairly traumatic, it's a work in progress. Sometimes we can fix ourselves so much and we think it's done. We think that we're not going to encounter that situation again. And then we get tired or we get bogged down with stress, anxiety happens, and here's that issue right back up here. And here's like every time I feel like this is being very mindful as well. And in terms of being mindful, with the King of Swords and the Page of Swords, that's also thinking this clearly before we speak. So that when we're speaking to other people, we're speaking in a loving manner. And we're speaking in a way that fulfills our heart, fulfills their heart as well. There's a lot of cups. This is like a head over heart kind of matter. And the Tower, this could be quick, unexpected changes or could be challenges, but for me, this is just change. Not to be feared. This is making changes for yourself as well. You know, what is it I'm going to say? Don't force the universe to force its hand. Oftentimes we know when we have to make changes, but we deny it because it's hard. It's difficult. It's certainly difficult to let this stuff go, this baggage. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been carrying it around for so long. Give yourself some credit and give yourself a little bit of love here, okay? The Magician was under that. I feel like this is important because we create the realities. What we focus on is allowed to grow. So if we focus on negativity, if we focus on hurt, that's what we're going to see. And we're creating a day-to-day reality of negativity and hurt because we're constantly being bombarded with things that remind us of this, that make us feel like there's so much negativity in the world, when we can detach first off from what I'm hearing is from what others think, from what others say, and how their projections are internalized by us. Once we just see for ourselves that this person's kind of being an a-hole, right? They're saying things that aren't nice, they're hurting me. I don't need to accept that, and neither do you, right? If people are trying to hurt us, we have to love ourselves enough to say, enough. You go, I go, we stay our separate ways. If this is things that we continue to tell ourselves that are hurting us, we need to make a conscious effort to remove that from our life with the 8 and the 6, right? Changing the way we think, changing the way we talk about ourselves, changing the way we talk about love, changing the way we're going to view love as well, and how we hold on to past situations or past hurts, past relationships, because each experience is a new one. And if we're holding on to something from the past and projecting on that onto every new experiences, we're not going to change. We're not going to change kind of the matrix around us. We need to kind of shake things up a little bit. So as well, for some of you, the decision could be to speak up, to say, hey, I have feelings for you. Hey, I want to talk. Or hey, like, you're my heart's desire. You're everything that I've been looking for. Or, you know what? I'm working on a world that's going to be happy and fulfilling on my own. I'm working on being grounded and stable and loving in this world and being happy and grateful for everything that I have. And I promise you, when you change your mindset to gratitude and thankfulness, this opens up doors of opportunities. So I feel like it's super important, this Ace of Cups, of everything else I'm looking at, because this is going to come down to you first and foremost, loving yourself, Cancer, treating yourself with respect, treating yourself with love. And this could also be little self-care things, having a bath, going for a walk, listening to music that you love, getting out for a drive, blaring that music, journaling. This could also be, reading a book, playing games, doing something that activates that joy back into your life. So with the Magician and you creating your reality, that's power, my friends. That's power for you. And that's also 1, 2, 3 major arcana in this that feel like the universe is really asking you to make that decision to bring change so that you can manifest a world that you're proud of, that you like, and that from here on out, you're only going to tell yourself narratives of love. And you're only going to allow other people to speak to you in those ways as well. So what's an advice? Wow. And you get justice. See things for the truth. Bring justice to the situations. As well as I feel like the purple here, this is crown chakra energy as well. So for some of you, because there was it's not here, but the Wheel of Fortune is here. Underneath the Magician, I saw the High Priestess in reverse. So some of you could, like I'd pointed out, could have these inner nudgings that I need to make a change, right? You could have kind of intuitively picked up on this. You could be, picking up on spirit guides. Some of you may have kind of like communication telepathically. However it is, you may have already been picking up on that justice needs to come here, a truth needs to be spoken, action needs to be taken, but I'm not sure how to do it. Change needs to come, again, but it's scary, it's daunting. This is the Wheel of Fortune here, and there's that 8 of Swords I wanted to show you. See how, sorry about the glare, guys. Do you see how there's so much not here in the thinking? I'm going to take it because I was going to look for it. The Knight of Cups they want me to show you is under here as well. Starting out with the Knight of Wands, moving through with passion, but being in the reverse, and funny because it's the only card that came out in the reverse. So not being able to take action until this kind of stuff is settled so that you're moving forward in a more stable way, but bringing justice and truth, setting the scales, right? If things have felt like the world has been stacked against you, rewriting that script as well and what we tell us and go, I am loved, I am safe, I am powerful, I am worthy of all the beauty in this world. And when I said worthy, my cat just kind of did his weird yawn thing beside me, so I take that as a sign. Cats are also very intuitive as well. They pick up on vibrations and they pick up on things. So with the Wheel of Fortune, with Justice, and there's the Hangman. That's 5 major arcanas now. Universe is telling you it's here to help. So we're going to tip the scales of balance so that, again, if you felt like in your world things haven't worked for you, let's change the way we think, come with gratitude, and be in charge of our world. And if, what I'm hearing is too, is if there is self-defeatist narrative that does find its way in, rewrite it by, okay, I keep reminding myself this, but this is hurting me. Tell yourself 3 more things. So if you tell yourself something negative about yourself, find 3 positives to change that with. Give yourself daily positive affirmations and, remind yourself again that you are so worthy of love, and calm your mind down from anything in the past that might have told you otherwise. And move forward here. The Hierophant and the Ace of Swords. Okay? Moving forward in a new direction. One where you're accepting your spiritual truth, you're accepting your own authority. I feel like this is also moving to a place of speaking with love and knowing that love holds a whole new truth for you. I'm going to pause you. I'm being asked to pull from the book on this one. So just a second, guys. Okay, I'm back. So here's the book that I'm coming from, the Line Strider. I spilt some tea on it, so it's a little bit beat up. But I want to read you just a little passage from this Hierophant because I feel like it's important. And with the Ace of Swords here, this is a brand new understanding. This is a brand new mindset and brand new beginning. And I feel like that is so wonderful to see at the end of this tarot spread because it means that you've completed your mission, right? The Wheel of Fortune here, mission complete. When we can do this, we're bringing in the eagle as well. Some of you as well, this may be conversing with spirit. So the key words for this Hierophant are learning, study, intelligence, organization, community, corporations, rituals, religious affiliations, conventionality, and traditions. It also represents hierarchy and is ruled by Taurus. So for some of you as well, there could be Taurus. You could have Taurus in your life. We are just coming out of Taurus season too. So there's that. It also says the number 3 is repeated many times in this card, in all indication of the Hierophant's dominion over the 3 worlds. So your present, right? Your spirit realms and the higher realms, or the lower worlds as well, like your kind of animal kingdoms. Let's see. So Taurus and Aries, this also is associated plants. So for some of you, this could be important as well. Sage, lemon, and violet. And I think that's why this violet is here. If you are seeking romance, they took me right to this part. If you're seeking romance and this card manifests with the Lovers or the 2 of Cups, this card may be hinting that a partner of your dreams is part of an important organization in your life. Maybe they work with you or attend the same competitive cat grooming group. Weird. Okay, combined with the 8 of Cups, it may mean that it is time for you to walk away from an organization in your life if you are feeling disillusioned with them. Some of you as well, this could be not just past relationships, although definitely could be with this one. With this Knight of Cups, this could even mean that for you to move forward with your heart's desires, that you need to walk away from an institution thoughts as well, in institutionalized thought paradigms, okay? Things that have been force-fed to you, religious affiliations that you feel like are no longer really yours. Time to walk away from that and get new clarity before you move on. That part is just for some of you. All right, so I'm going to bring a message now. I'm going to pack these up. If that resonated, awesome. If not, again, take what's for you. Not every message can be for everyone. And the Knight of Wands fell down, though. Sometimes as well, I just want to say this with the 8 of Swords. In terms of the Hierophant and our indoctrinated belief systems and what we feel to be true because a higher authority has given it to us, our workplace. This could be school systems as well, religious again. And this, to me, marriage institutions, that can often stop us from going towards the things we're passionate about, again, because it makes us feel conflicted. It makes us feel naughty as well, right? Naughty for having these desires in the first place. How dare you? As well as conventionally, society isn't really, hasn't really pushed self-love. A lot of times people who love themselves, or you start to show self-love, people will put you down and say you're a narcissist, put you down because you're self-obsessed, and this is different. This is putting your needs first, and there is nothing wrong with fulfilling your emotional needs. A lot of the times we get bogged down with stress and other people's opinions and workload, and we're dying inside. We have so much to do, but it's like it's expected of us to just push on, and that leads to breakdown. Sometimes taking a quieter stance, saying, you know what, I know my body, I need to slow down, I need to rest, I need to take a few days off, whatever it is, to quiet your mind so that you can actually focus more on whatever you're working on when you go back to it. So that's a side note there. I'm going to bring a message now. This is from the Shaman's Oracle, and this is Cancer for May 2020. Dancer of Reconciliation. So for some of you, this could be that Ace of Cups, that partnership, and having discussions. This could be reconciling with parts of yourself as well. I feel like for some of you, if you're moving through kind of like indoctrinated belief systems, if you're working through kind of past relationships with that Eight of Cups and removing toxicity or removing parts of your narrative from your life, this is also soul retrieval, calling parts of yourself back. And one of the things that you can do for soul retrieval is, tell spirit, say something like, and be ready for it, but I call back now all parts of my soul, all pieces that may have been lost. I call this back to my being, of my own free will through divine love, so be it. And when I did that, I felt like right under here, a lot of pressure, kind of heart chakra. I think a lot of us kind of get disconnected from parts of ourselves, and trauma is one of the biggest ways that this happens, right? Relationships as well. When we give and give and give parts of ourselves, and we feel like after a relationship, after an event, we've had trouble finding ourselves again, getting ourselves back, that part of our soul never left there. So for some of you, this is romantic. For some of you, this is friendship. For some of you, this is soul coming back, being more embodied within yourself and more whole and aligned. And under here was the Shaman of Tradition, and I want to show you because Shaman of Destruction was here. This destruction is also creation within itself. Books are there. And I feel like, as well, the Shaman of Tradition, some of you may have to break that down, right? Tell me more about this, please. Shaman of Tradition, Shaman of Destruction. They want these top two. I don't know what they are, but Ancestor of Memory as well. There could be parts of, even in your subconscious, that we've blocked out, and under there was that fell out too was Ancestor of Protection. Especially when we're a kid, if it's been very traumatizing, we block out memories of events. It may even be that sometimes we forget after it's been a long time with individuals or groups of individuals. We forget just what happened. And here I feel like it's like to do this, to be this dancer of reconciliation and a shaman of tradition. Some of you, this may be reconciliation in marriage. For some of you, though, I feel like this is calling all parts of your soul back and having spirit guides here that are going to help you restore your cosmic memory, restore your connection to the collective unconscious as well. And you have Dancer of Inspiration here. So I feel like if there is something that you get really inspired by, if you are being led in certain directions, if you're being kind of called to study new paths, like with the Hierophant, that could be school. That could be some of you going back to school, and whatever that is, as well as the Shaman of Tradition, could be going back to formal schooling, re-educating yourself, getting a new skill. And for some of you as well, this may blow your mind out of the water of what you've previously thought possible. And also with this Shaman of Destruction, I challenge you to release destructive thoughts, release destructive energies that you may harbor or hold within you, release the destructive energies around you. One thing that you could do for this as well is, as you're calling parts of your soul back, ask to be protected. Imagine yourself surrounded in white light and ask Spirit to protect you, to help you align with your highest good. And when that happens as well, know that anything that you feel is destroyed, it's for your highest good. And it doesn't always feel like that, right? Sometimes when destruction happens, it feels terrible. But this is because it wasn't aligned with your true self or the true beauty within your soul. So if you feel inspired to learn new things or travel, is what I heard as well, do this. The other two cards that fell out is the Companion. And along your spiritual journey, this companion is here with unconditional support. At any point, if you need help from your spirit guides, ask them to join you. Ask them to help you. If you're feeling conflicted, that companion is here again. And you have the Ancestor of Knowing. Many of you probably already had an idea when you came into this reading of what you were looking to find out, or if I triggered you, if I talked about things that you know what this is in your life. But this is also knowing that on a greater level, you may have, with this Ancestor of Memory and Protection, you may have very, very important knowledge that this world needs at this time. And this is asking you to speak up, reconnect with those parts of your soul that you may have forgotten, destroy the idea or belief system that you're not part of a divine team, and call on your ancestors, call on, your team of light to help you through this process. I'm going to put these back. The bottom is the Hunter of Death. And you feel like that with destruction is not, literal death. It's calling for an ending to times in your world where your soul may have been hurt a little bit again. So, the bottom of this deck, which is the Earth Magic, is Stillness. Maybe sit in stillness. Sit and ebb and flow comes out. So you may want to sit in stillness, sit in quiet contemplation, and just feel, how do I feel when I think about certain things? Does this have a positive or negative connotation to it? But this is the ocean. You know that the tide will go out, the tide will come in, the tide will go out, the tide will come in. And when we feel emotions, when we have thoughts, when we have feelings, allow them to come with you, but don't hold so tightly. So when the tide comes in and you have this rush of feelings, a rush of emotions, a rush of inspiration, write it down. But knowing as well that, like with this Ancestor of Knowing, it's going to go back out. So releasing it as well. With the Eight of Cups, again, not holding so tightly. One more card, please, Spirit. Gosh. So I saw fire. Follow your passions. Follow the things that make you feel alive. You have stone people here too that remain vigilant on your path to self-discovery as well, knowing that regardless again of how these tides come in and out, you will weather it. You will stand there. You may be changed by the things that you've seen. There may be a little bit of erosion where the water is come and gone. That's why it's so important here for this soul reconciliation. So again, stillness is still on the bottom. There may be just this period, right, because we're not charging forward yet, to stay in stillness. And we get the Winter Reflection and Release. I feel like this is, don't hold so tightly again to the shadow aspect. We need to release things. But this winter solstice is also in stillness. So I'm going to just take one more card, and I'm being guided to take the top of the Whispers of Love Oracle as one last suggestion or one last advice card. Speak the language of love, my friends. Loving words have the power to change someone's life, including your own. Speaking to ourselves and others in ways that are constructive, not damaging, and honoring them as you would honor yourself. And again, if other people are speaking to you harshly, you don't need to take that. You can ask them to stop and you can walk away. So that's what I have for you guys. I love you all. I hope you have a great month, and I'll talk to you later. Bye now.